Hello, students, especially those preparing for the PEP, which is coming up. The grade 6 students have already done their PEP, and I know my students for sure, they came out feeling very confident. The test was quite manageable. Now, I know that the grade 5 and the grade 4 students have their PEP coming up, and I just want to give you some tips as you go into the PEP in June, what you can look for, and how to best prepare yourself and handle yourself in the test. Now, remember, some of you will be doing, well, the grade 6, they did their ability test and their curriculum-based test. This year, they did not do the performance task. For the grade 5s and grade 4s, you're gonna have to do your performance task. Some of you still have to do the curriculum-based test. So before the day of the test, right? So you already have your timetable and you know when the test will come, you know how long it's going to last. Now remember that these are not just testing your knowledge, but these questions are testing your ability to apply yourself, right? How do you apply that knowledge that you've already gained to real life situations, for example, in the performance task, even in the multiple choice questions, they're checking to see how do you apply the knowledge that you already have. Now, by this time, we have a lot of past papers from 2019. So those who sat the PEP for the first time in 2019, they did not have much to go on. They were groping around in the dark. You now have all those years from 2019 to look back at, all the past papers, plus the papers that the booklets that the Ministry of Education has so graciously prepared for all the PEP students. So that's my tip number 1. Go back over the past papers and familiarize yourself with the kinds of questions that are likely to come. And practice, practice, practice. Look at the different style, the way that the questions are worded, and what you're expected to do. My second tip, revise smart, not necessarily long. So in your revision, you can do 30 to 45 minute study blocks with 5-minute breaks, right? You don't have to be cramming everything in 2 hours, 3-hour episodes to wear yourself out and become, fatigued and so on. Short little sessions, 30 to 45 minutes, and then of course you can take your break. Focus on your weak areas. A lot of students have challenge with fractions, for example. A lot of students have challenge with comprehension, science inquiry, problem solving. Problem solving is something that many students have a challenge with. So make sure that you go over similar questions and use the grade 5 workbooks that have been approved by the Ministry of Education that are in accordance with the National Standards curriculum for grade 5 or for grade 4. Ensure that you go through the textbooks because the textbooks would have covered the syllabus, and so you will know for sure what areas you need to be focusing on. My third tip, before the exam, practice reading the questions twice. Just tell yourself, I'm going to read it once to familiarize myself with what the question is. But then you read it again to go deeper and to underline your important words and to ensure some questions have two parts. Some questions are going to be asking you for more than one answers. Even the multiple choice questions might be asking you to circle two or three answers, depending on how the question is structured. So don't go into the exam with the idea that, okay, this is just a set type of question where there's only one possible answer. In the performance task, sometimes it's really up to you and your logic, as long as you're able to explain how you came by your answer, you should be good to go. So be prepared to back up your opinions with working out, show all your working. When you're going through the comprehension passages, underline keywords. When you're going through the instructions, make sure you read all the instructions. Words like explain. If they're asking you to explain, they want a longer answer than something that might just be asking you to list or more direct answers. What is this or who did that, right? Words like explain, compare, justify, show your working, they want something more. And they would have more points awarded. So you have to ensure that you follow the instruction that is given. So if the question has two or three parts and you only answer one part, you know for sure that you're going to be losing marks. So you have to make sure that you read carefully. Now, during the test, during the exam, my fourth tip, manage your time. Most of these questions allow you to answer each. They allow you an hour, a minute. Oh, don't we wish it was an hour? They allow you a minute per question for the multiple choice. Generally, 1 minute, a minute and a half to look over, right? So 1 minute to answer the question, and if you have time left, you can say, all right, half a minute to look over. So you have to move fast but carefully, right? You have to ensure that you answer all of the questions. So if you are stuck on a particular question, just put a little star beside it, put an asterisk beside it, so that you'll know to come back to those that you left unanswered. Because if it is unanswered, then it's 0 marks, and you don't want to lose any of your marks. So if there's something that you're struggling with, don't spend too much time going back and forth and you can't figure it out. Put an asterisk, leave it for later, and come straight back to it. Also, don't make the mistake of answering question 5 for the space where you left for question 4. So that's why you're going to mark it with an asterisk so that you'll know not to put another question's answer in that slot. You leave it for when you come back. Tip number 5, show all your working, especially for math and science, and especially in the performance task. If the answer is wrong, you can get marks for showing your method, showing your step-by-step procedure. Even if your answer is wrong, you can pull up some points for that. So capitalize on all the points that you can get. Write your steps very clearly and carefully, right? Especially for the performance task. And if you can throw in some diagrams to show them that you are visualizing the problem in your head and this is your understanding of the problem, you can pick up some extra points for that. Tip number 6, for the comprehension, especially when you get your sources, read the passages like a detective. For the language arts, underline evidence in the passage that supports your answer. For questions like what is the main idea, you need to check the first and last sentences, which are typically the topic sentences. Tip number 7, use the rucksack method for word problems. So rucksack, RUCSAC. Read, understand, choose operation, solve, answer, and check. So you read carefully the instructions, ensure that you understand what is being asked for, choose which operation is going to be needed, solve the problem, write your answer clearly, and then check to ensure that you didn't make any error or leave out any important steps. So remember, PEP loves to give you real life problems, situations that you're likely to encounter in real life, like shopping, time management, measurement, and things like that. So you should be able to apply your real world applications to these problems. Tip number 8, answer in full sentences, especially for the performance task. For example, why did the plant grow taller in sunlight? Don't write sun, right? Don't expect that the examiner will be reading your mind and filling in the blanks. You must say, for example, the plant grew taller in sunlight because plants need light to make food in photosynthesis. That shows that you have grasped the situation and you understand clearly what is happening, and you're able to articulate that in a full, complete sentence. In terms of your mindset going into the exam, my 9th tip, sleep. Make sure you get quality sleep the night before. Have your healthy breakfast. You can do some glance over your notes, but no last minute cramming, right? You should get your 8 hours sleep, maybe 9 or even 10 hours for grade 5, if possible. Eat your breakfast. That's a balanced breakfast. Make sure you have all your nutrients. Make sure you're drinking your water and you're clear. Your fruits and veggies. Your brain needs that fuel, and remember, you want to have the energy to do your test. Grapes are a great food to have the night before or the days leading up. Grapes are excellent for strengthening your nerves. My last tip is to stay calm. Just try to breathe slowly. And if you feel nervous, which everybody will feel a little nervous, but just put your pencil down for a bit, breathe in 4. Count to 4, breathe in, count to 4, breathe out. And tell yourself, I prepared for this. One hard question doesn't ruin the whole paper. So even if you find a question that's a little bit challenging, don't be dismayed. You've got this. And a bonus tip for the parents, remember that PEP test application, not just the memory. So the child might know the thing, but he or she should also be able to apply the knowledge to real world situation. So help the kids by explaining to them at home how to articulate their thoughts on things, right? Questions that you can ask, how did you get that answer? You can prompt them. So when you're going through the revision with them, prompt them to explain how they came by that answer. Why not this? Why that? Right, let them explain, because that is what the PEP performance task will be testing. So parents and students, remember, you've got this. The test measures what you know and it doesn't define you. So just relax and remember that you have been preparing for this for a full year. You absolutely got this. And if you have been following the Kemet Maasai Academy and going through all the videos, you know for sure that you've got this. So stay tuned for other tips and live videos that we'll be doing on this channel to prepare you for your PEP exam.